Hello,
Hey everyone.
welcome to our La Station webinar. We are going to, it is 2:01, so we're going to go ahead and get started with some introductions as people join the call. I'll go over just a quick recap of Forever Cheese. Forever Cheese is an importer of cheeses from Spain, Italy, Portugal, Croatia. We've expanded recently into a catalog from Switzerland. And I say this because we're super excited about adding a new country to our roster by introducing and hosting this webinar to talk about the cheeses from Quebec, from Compton in Quebec, Canada. These beautiful award-winning cheeses from La Station today. I'll introduce myself. I'm Jen, and joining me today is Shannon from our sales team. And we're going to be your hosts today here in New Jersey.
Yeah, so we are coming to you live from our product studio in New Jersey, where we do have the luxury of filming all sorts of different content. So we can do product trainings, different educational videos, recipes for our YouTube channel, and webinars like the one you're watching today. So on that note, we do have some guests joining us that we are really excited to have. And they will be talking to us about Fromagerie La Station, and again, like Jen said, the excellent award-winning cheeses that they have. So, Jen, would you introduce them for us?
Yes, we are excited to have these guests with us today. We have Catherine Durand from La Station. She is manages marketing and sales, and we have James. James Hanley from Provisions International. And also joining us from La Station is one of the cheesemakers, which is super exciting. So let's get started with James. If you would quickly tell us the, I guess, territory that Provisions services as far as the cheeses go. And then after you do that, then Catherine, if you could launch into telling us about the creamery and life on the farm, and tell us more about the cheeses. James?
Yeah, great. Thank you so much for having us. Yeah, so we're Provisions International. We're based in White River Junction, Vermont. We're kind of known for Vermont cheese. We started about 40 years ago. It'll be 40 years next year. And we primarily distribute in New England. So parts of Maine, we do from Portland, Maine, down to Boston, most the rest of Massachusetts, a little bit of the Hudson Valley in New York, and then we do all of Vermont and most of New Hampshire, except for the northernmost part. But yeah, we just started bringing in La Station a few years ago, and as mentioned, yeah, very award-winning cheese.
Great. So customers that are in these territories will follow up with you and put you in contact with our partners at Provisions in order to find a proper distribution channel for you. And for customers outside of that territory, then we will be servicing you for the rest of the country. So now we'll jump over to Catherine.
Hello. So I'll let Martin, one of the three brothers that own the fromagerie, to talk about the history, actually.
Yeah, thank you. Like Catherine said, I'm one of the three owners of the cheese factory with my two brothers, Vincent and Simon-Pierre. Actually, my job on the business is mostly working in the farm and helping at the cheese factory a little bit. So Simon-Pierre is the real cheesemaker. I just want to be to be clear. So, but I know I know a little bit about the cheese too, so it's fine. I will start with the business is located in Quebec, in Canada. So in the Eastern Township, it's a small location in the southeast of the province. So as you can maybe hear, my English is not my first language, so maybe I have a little bit accent, but it's normal. I usually speak French. So I will give you a little bit of history of our farm and also the cheese factory. So we are a farmstead cheese producer, so that means we owning the farm who provide the milk for the cheese. So we don't buy any milk from the outside, so that way we can control every process on the line from the planting the crop, harvest it, feed the cow, everything it's controlled by us. So the farm was I am the fourth generation of farmer on the location we are there. So the farm was bought in 1927 by my great grandfather, Alfred Bolduc. So Alfred the Fermier was named after Alfred Bolduc. So this is why we give the cheese that name. So on the farm we farming around 1,000 acres of land, and we are certified organic in Canada, but not yet in the USA. So it's a project we talk about. Maybe it's gonna happen. We're working on it. So yeah, we on the farm we the cow group, the health of the cow is at the center of our operation. So the well-being of our cow, it's one of our strongest value. As you can see in the picture, the cow go grass feeding all summer long. So that's give we think this give the best milk quality possible. So the flavor of the milk goes with the season. And what is special about us too, if we don't use any silage hay, so no fermentation hay, we only using dry hay. So it's not really usual on the farm operation, but the reason we're doing that it's like I said, for the best quality of the milk possible, and also for the well-being of our cow. And yeah, and I don't have a picture. Maybe I will present you a little bit the family. So right now we are three brothers owning the business, but the farm was owned by my father before me, and the cheese factory was founded by my mother, Carole Routier, at the center of the picture. So she's the person behind all this project. So she found that in 2004 because she want to. She was really curious, and she want to add a little bit more to our value of the milk. We know we have a great milk, so we want to create another product based on that. So this is basically why we started the cheese factory. So right at the person just right from my mother, it's me, and after it's Vincent. Vincent at the right of the picture. Vincent is the person who take care of the cow. So he's making the cow. He is working mostly in the farm and also on the field with me, where we're growing crops. Simon Pierre is just beside my mother. So Simon Pierre is it's the guy who is the person who have the cheese operation. So he's the cheesemaker. He's the one who taking all these operations of the cheese factory. And at the far left, excuse me, this is my father, Pierre, who is a farmer since he was a kid. So he shared the value of farming the way we do today. So he's the one who started making organic culture, and we're growing in that. This is the value we kept because it's really important for us. We strongly believe that it's it's I don't know how to say that in English. Maybe you can help me.
Well, actually, when they started the organic, all the farmers around in the area were like, "How come are you doing organic? Like it's crazy. You won't make money out of it." But it was really not like a question of money. It was really like we eat organic at home. Why does our cows are not eating also organic? So I think it was like really something about.
Yeah, it's because my parents questioning themselves. Like my father is a curious person in growing crops, and the counselor always saying you have to put more pesticide, more stuff, chemical stuff. And my father was like, I remember when I was young, that's work. So what changed? So from that reflection, he tried something else and he fell in love with the organic production. So this is a little bit of a story about my family. And if we go to the cheese production, the farm is connected to the cheese factory. We have a pipeline directly connected to the farm, who's pumping the milk every morning into the vat and working with the milk as fresh as possible. So we start milking the cow. When we finish, we start the pump, and the guys at the cheese factory start to work with the cheese.
I don't know if you said so, but we have about right now we're milking 140 cows per day. So that's the herd we're milking. We also have the next generation. So we are not buying cows. It's been 50 years that the family didn't buy any cows. So it's only with the same herd, the same next generation that we're keeping the farm on. So each morning, 140 cows being milked. We milk also the night and during so it's 2 milking for 1 production.
Yeah.
So we do about, let's say, about 4,000 liters of milk per day by this moment. Really changes between the season, between what's going on in the farm, what the cows are eating. So
with the season, it's actually changing right now. At the autumn, it's kind of more complicated, but it's adjusting right now. So yeah, we're milking 140 cow every day, like Catherine said. And
Are you making, but I have a quick question. Are you making both of the cheeses year round, or are either one of them a seasonal production?
So all the cheeses are done all year long. Since we don't do any pasteurization, so all our cheeses are non-pasteurized. They're made with raw milk or with a heat process. So it makes a little change since, let's say, Alfred is made with raw milk. So that one we'll see a little more like a difference between the season. So when the cows are starting to grow, to go outside in summer, we'll see a change in the milk because like the aroma will change. Even during summer, depending on what the cows are eating in the grass, because the flowers won't be the same from one season to the other. So that changes a lot the cheese. It's something that since we are eating it every day, we eat Alfred every day. Well, we're going to see a big difference from one to the other, like
big for us.
Like for us, but for someone that eats it only a few times a year, it won't see a difference. But
this is a big challenge for a small production like us. Is we don't change the nature of the milk, so we work with what we got. So the cheese maker have to be really not say careful, but you have to communicate
precise.
Yeah, precise and
really focused too, like
and the guys in the cheese factory and on the farm have a great communication, because if something goes wrong at the farm, we have to inform the cheese factory upfront before the problem, or he can correct the recipe before the problems arrive. So I think it's really important to mention that we don't standardize the milk. We work so it's fluctuation, but it's give a little. I think
it's a challenge.
It's a challenge,
but the cheesemaker, I would say Alfred. Usually, it's their favorite cheese to do because this one has to be more like a you need to be very like looking at your cheese and what you're doing. So it's the one that has like the most adjustable recipe. The one that are thermized usually are easier to produce. So the cheesemaker will prefer to have a little challenge when he makes his cheese. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and at La Station, we are really specialized in one type of cheese. It's a wheel of cheese, wash rind cheese. So we don't do soft cheese. We mostly do semi-soft and firm cheese, wash rind cheese. So we have a aging room. All the cheese age from 2 months to 24 months, depend of the product. So this is a decision we make many years ago to focus on what type of cheese, because for us we think if we try to do so many things, it's gonna affect the quality. So we decide to do that. It's simpler for the operation too. So this is
Can
yeah, I think
you can you say a little bit before we start talking about the cheeses specifically? Can you tell everyone a little bit about some of the other things that happen in the farm? I know that people can come visit. There's also
Yeah,
maple
good point.
syrup and some of the other things that just gives a bigger picture of like what life is like there in Compton for you and your family.
Okay, yeah, good point. Maybe Kathleen,
Yeah,
talk a
so
little bit about the boutique.
it's actually a family business, but the family has grown a lot in the last years. It's been 9 years now that I'm working for La Station, so I saw a big evolution during the last years. I was the one cutting all the little pieces to go in the grocery. Now we have a nice team to do it. So as you can see on the picture on the right, we have few members of the production. So in the production, there are about 10 people now working, including Simon Pierre, the chief and the owner of the cheese making. But we also have another cheese maker. We have 2 assistants for the cheese making and the caves, so the affiners that are working with also a robot that will help us with the brushing of the cheeses. And we have a team at the control quality, the production, so all the packaging and stuff. So it's about 10 people working there. But at the boutique, we're about 12 people during the high season. So during summer, we're kind of in the middle of the Eastern Township. So not in the middle of a village, but a lot of people are coming by. We have a little guided tour that people can do with a guide or by themselves. There's a little museum that you can go visit and experience the smell of the caves.
It's really fun.
We do grilled cheeses on site. So people are coming here and they live like a little nice experience.
Yeah, we want people to stay a little bit on the site because you can see this operation going on. So sometimes I'm transporting hay and the people just look at me, and this is an experience we want the people on site to experience the La Station.
So I think it's because of the cheeses that people are coming here a lot.
Yeah.
So we're now at talking about the 2 cheeses that are offered with Forever cheese by this moment. You'll have the chance to see a little video in the next few minutes, but about this one here that has won the first best of show. So the first place last year at the ACS. So the raclette with the pink peppercorn. Je sais pas si tu veux,
Yeah, this is the raclette, the Compton au Poivre it's a cheese we make for many years. So for us it's a kind of classic. So at the center of the cheese, when we start I can go back a little bit. When my mother started the cheese factory, she wanted to make a raclette. It's this type of cheese really she really enjoyed that. So this is why she decided to create that. So we want to give a little bit of flavor with the pepper, but not too much. So we decided to use a red peppercorn, as you can see in the picture. It can seem like it's going to be spicy, but it's not spicy at all. It's more fruity, floral instead of spicy. Yeah, I can.
So it's a raclette cheese, but it's actually very good just like that. So here at the boutique, we have half the people, it's really for raclette, but half of people, it's to eat just like that. And it's quite beautiful on a plate of cheese with the fine line in the middle of the pink peppercorn. And I find it a little citrusy. Like I find it's really a good product. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we have Alfred Le Fermier.
Yeah, Alfred Le Fermier is the first cheese we create in 2004. That's when my mother go to Gruyère in Switzerland. She fell in love with that type of cheese, so she decides she wants to do a cheese inspired by that type of production. So this one is a raw milk cheese, so you can really taste the terroir. I don't know if it's okay to say that in English.
So
But since we don't pasteurize, everything stay inside the milk, all the bacteria and from our place express themselves into the flavor of the cheese. So this one is really special for us. This is our most popular cheese in Quebec, in Canada. This is the one we produce the most. This one is aged for like 8 to 10 months, depend of the volume we have, and the flavor really goes to caramel flavor, sometimes a little bit pineapple flavor. It's really complex.
Right now at the boutique, the one we have is a little bit more umami. Like it really goes with the season.
The season,
like this.
Sometimes it tastes more like fruity. Sometimes I taste pineapple in them, but it's always the same base, but sometimes different flavor develop inside the cheese. Yeah, and this one we won this year at the best of show at ACS. So this is the cheese we won with.
Which I both awards are huge achievements. Congratulations on both of the awards. This year was the first year I hadn't attended ACS in probably 12 years, but I was laying in bed and watching on Facebook you win the award, and it was so exciting for me, having had already tasted the cheeses when I was in Canada, in Toronto, when I saw you guys there. Your description of the cheese is spot on. I feel like every time you eat it, you are truly experiencing the expression of the milk that day with Alfred. And I want to reinforce what Catherine was saying about the raclette, in that it absolutely does not need to be heated to be enjoyed to its fullest. Although we are doing raclette here today, and we'll be serving it with some potatoes and some other accoutrements, but the raclette just on its own has this silky, incredibly silky, almost like tofu texture. It just melts really on your palate with your own warmth from your body. It's just delicious as a table cheese. So we are going to move on. We have just a few more minutes, and if there's any questions, I want to make sure people have the opportunity to ask them. Have we received any questions? Great. Well, I'm going to say that we are serving the cheeses here today with some of our crackers. Shannon, do you want to talk about those for a second?
Absolutely. Yeah, we'll try and run through quickly so that we do have a little bit of time for the questions. But today we have our newest edition of toquettis, which we have a line of that you can see back here. So you might be familiar with like the sea salt, rosemary, pepperoncino, but onion is our newest addition. And I think that these crackers go well with any cheese, but especially Alfred. It's great with the Raclette au Poivre as well, but I think that the more savory profile of Alfred with the onion flavor of these toquettis is just really to die for. And then next up we have our Casa Forcello. So I'm going to talk about the crab apple mostarda here. So this one is a really special product, I think, that is made with candied crab apples and a hint of potent mustard. So one thing I will say is that it is really important that right before you serve these, make sure that you open it and kind of stir that container around a bit, because you want to make sure that like there's a balance there of those flavors and it's not just kind of like punching you in the face with the mustard. So that one is one of my favorite products that we have, and it's really great with both of these cheeses again, but I think especially with the more like fruity profile of the raclette, those are a great pairing.
Also, as far as beverage pairings go for both cheeses, this time of year during apple harvest, drinking cider was a great pairing for both of these. And the two accoutrements that I picked out to pair with the raclette, which we did a test drive of this earlier, so I can attest that they're delicious, is the red onion balsamic confiture, also from Casa Forcello. That acidity that is in the in with the onions really cuts through the richness in both of the cheeses, and also adds, you know, just a lovely texture to the bite. And then because we're full on in fall, we also have our pumpkin jam, which I thought is a great complement, because this particular pumpkin jam doesn't have any spice in it. It is really just a pumpkin puree, and you don't get the expression of the cheese and all of the dynamic flavors that the cheese brings doesn't get lost with this pumpkin with the spices. It's just this clean, you know, fall flavor of the pumpkin pairing with a great cheese. And again, the pink peppercorn, describing it as floral and citrusy is just a perfect description. And eating it earlier, it was, all of us were just crowded around in the kitchen, stuffing our faces, getting ready for today. We've got 2 more minutes on the clock. Have any other questions come up? Are you guys open every day of the week to come visit, Catherine, if people wanted to make a visit?
Yeah, so we're open every day, even during winter. So only closed for Christmas and the first day of the year. But except that, we're open every day. Yeah.
Great.
You can do a tasting, a visit. Yeah, all year long.
Awesome. I would love to come visit, man.
So to follow up, if people have questions or want to know how they can place orders for the cheese, can you tell us what's the best way to reach out to Forever Cheese?
Yes. Yeah. So you can, of course, reach out to your sales rep. These items are pre-order only right now, but there is a 2-week lead time. So definitely reach out to your rep or info@forevercheese.com. And make sure to look out for some follow-ups coming from our colleague Danielle. And then we will also have another webinar coming up soon. And that one will be Forever Cheese with WA Imports pairings. So we have that to look forward to as well.
So samples, if you want samples, we are happy to ship you samples. So you can certainly, someone from Forever Cheese is going to be contacting everybody that's participating here on the webinar today, and we certainly can get samples shipped out to you either later this week or early sometime next week, so that you can experience, if you haven't had the pleasure of experiencing these cheeses this summer at ACS, we certainly want you to try them. So you can understand why they would be such a great addition to your, you know, the selection of cheeses, especially, you know, going into the holiday season when people are really celebrating and trying to do extra special things for their guests. These are absolutely would be at the top of my list of cheeses to entertain with.
All right, and we do have these lovely potatoes here just to show you for our last shot with the raclette on top and the onion confiture.
Thank you so much for joining us, Catherine and Matthew, and
Thank you, everyone.
James. Thank you so much for saying hello to everybody. And we thank you so much, everybody in the audience, for joining us this afternoon. We look forward to talking to you even more about all the cheeses we talked about today.
All right, thanks all.
Thank you. Have a great day.